Hello friends, and welcome back to It's Cocktail Time. Today, I'm going to teach you how to make a drink called the Lion's Tail. The Lion's Tail is a very interesting drink, and it's from the Prohibition era, actually. So let's make this. The first thing that we do is we take our shaker full of ice, and we're going to do a 2 count of good old American bourbon. 1 and 2, and I do like my bourbon. And then we're going to take a 1/2 count of the following ingredients. Allspice dram, which we'll talk about in a minute, fresh lime juice, and simple syrup. I'm going to remind you how to make simple syrup because it's very easy. Equal parts sugar and water, boil them together until the sugar dissolves, chill it, and you have your simple syrup. So it's very easy. So again, we've got about a 2 count already in here of bourbon. We're going to do around a 1/2 count of allspice dram, fresh lime juice, and simple syrup. Allspice dram is one of my new favorite things. I know I talk a lot about elderflower liqueur, which is awesome. This is another awesome ingredient. I highly recommend you have it in your home bar along with the elderflower liqueur. So what does this taste like? It kind of tastes like gingerbread. All the different spices that you put into gingerbread are basically in this liqueur. It's very interesting, and it seems to have not been super popular in America until a couple of years ago, and then all sorts of people started discovering it or rediscovering it, and now it's become very popular. Really cool flavors. It's something that you could add to, let's say, hot coffee in the evening, or a hot tea, or any kind of a hot drink. Even I think it would even be good in hot cocoa. It just adds those nice warm gingerbready flavors. Anyway, we're going to do about a 1/2 count, or maybe a little more because I like it, into this drink. And like that. Fresh lime juice, the same, about a 1/2 count, and about a 1/2 count of the simple syrup. We then are going to add 4 dashes of Angostura bitters. Now, as you know by now, there's a million different kinds of bitters, but this cocktail actually calls for good old-fashioned bartender's basic Angostura bitters. So 4 dashes, which is not very much. A little bit more than 4 drops, 4 dashes is. Okay. Now, we are going to shake all these wonderful ingredients together. So the drink, as I mentioned, is from the Prohibition era. It was actually, as far as we know, created in London, and created probably by an American bartender who was driven to London because he couldn't get work in America because of Prohibition. So the name, the Lion's Tail, is shorthand for twisting the lion's tail, which is an expression, it's like a slang expression that basically means provoking the British. So that's what the American bartender decided to call this drink, that he created probably in England after running from America. So now we have our bourbon, our allspice dram, fresh lime juice, simple syrup, and Angostura bitters, and we are going to strain the drink into a chilled coupe glass, or you can use a cocktail glass if you like, either way. And this drink is garnished, well, different bar books list different garnishes. The one that I think makes the most sense for this is an orange peel. So what do we do with the peel? We run the inside around the rim, and then we squeeze the peel over the drink to get those little bits of oil from the rind into the drink, and then we drop it in. And there we have our lion's tail. That's a wonderful flavor. Very complex. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff going on here, but you have the very spicy tang of the bitters. You have the sweetness of the simple syrup. Again, the tang of the lime juice, which is kind of an interesting thing to add here, but it definitely goes. The allspice dram, one of my new favorite drinks, and a good old American bourbon, combining together to make a really wonderfully layered, flavorful cocktail. Wow. Oh, this is very good. I highly recommend it. Drink up, enjoy.